I'd like to go very briefly through the requirements for each assignment for each week. You will have to download the template that you get from DocSharing. Once you receive this template, the first thing you want to do is to click the Enable Editing button, which you see at the top here. Once you click that, you will be able to go into each assignment and post your entries. Now, the templates are restricted in terms of the only place that you're allowed to enter data is in the yellowed area. So what you'll see in the tabs, you'll see the assignments where you are entering the data. So here we have the assignment for P1-01, P1-108, and so forth. There's one unique feature in the first assignment that I'd like to go through. This relates to entering the information for the problem P1-01A. In Excel, Excel sees plus signs and minus signs as part of a formula. So what you need to do is you need to create a scenario where that Excel sees this as a text entry. Let's take an example of one item and see what we're talking about. What you see here is we buy land, we buy office equipment for cash. This is this item here, item number 7, and we're going to enter the information in total assets. Well, why are we doing that? Well, when you think about buying land or buying the equipment for cash, two things take place. The first thing that takes place is cash goes down. Cash is an asset. The other thing that takes place is that the asset or equipment goes up. So in this case, what we see is we have an increase in total assets. We want to separate this from a decrease in total assets. So what we've done is in row 14, column C, we've entered plus, we've separated it, and a minus sign. Now the problem is when we hit return or enter, the system will actually see this as a part of a formula. I hit enter and you see what happens. It's rejecting it because it's not a complete formula. So again, what we need to do is we need to create a scenario where that Excel sees this as a text entry. And the way we do that is in our function bar at the top is we put a couple of spaces in front of the plus sign. I also like to put a space between the plus sign and the bar, and a space between the bar, the slash, and the minus sign. Once we do that, the entry is done correctly. So as you go through this, entering positives and negative signs, as well as both, keep in mind that you need to add these spaces so that the system sees these as entries related to a text format.